Hey guys, welcome back. Here's Old Blue. It's good to see everybody. So today was a fun day. What I've decided is I'm going to start from the front of Blue and work my way back as far as body work. And what we did today was we took a lot of the badging off. Took off this badging here, took off this, and I kind of prepped it right here because we're going to put a little Bondo there. Took off the chrome right here down the front. I don't know if you can see that, but there was chrome piece that was all the way down here. I took all that off. I took off the Ford badging right here, here, and here. And on this side I took off, and look, that's the original color, man. That's Grabber Blue. Took that off. And then I got a sander. And then I started with a 40 grit, and I just did half the hood. I started with a 40 grit and kind of worked my way all the way up to a 320 grit. And I went all the way. Not perfect by any means, but it got a lot of the big stuff, a lot of the big, I don't know, pieces of paint, and a lot of the divots out. So if you look really close, I don't know if you can see it here. If you look really close, we still have little divots, kind of like where, you know, the truck was kind of beat up just a little bit. I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to keep that. That's just a part of Blue. Got little pieces here that I didn't like, that this was actually in the metal. Some of this is just in the metal, and man, I've worked this and worked it. So we primed this, and the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and do this side of the hood. And I don't know if you can see that, but I mean, Blue's been through it. Blue's had a tough life between Jamie and Martha and Sarah and Leah and Eddie. I think Blue's probably got some stories to tell. But we're going to go ahead and sand this next week probably, whenever I have time. We're going to just take it and maybe just sand that down and get it smooth. And then I'm going to start here and just kind of sand this. This panel, of course, is being replaced, but I'm just going to sand this down. And then we're going to sand all this up here. And I don't know if you can see my hands. Next time I'm wearing gloves because I got blue all over me. Got blue all over me. But anyway, that's about it. We're going to do a little Bondo work right here. And then we're going to hit this door. This door is going to take some time because I've got to do some bond. Oh, I also got this new machine, a new attachment for my air compressor. I think it's called an air needle. It's got a whole bunch of little metal rods, and when you activate it, the rods go in and out like this really hard. And it takes out all the loose rust. So I got it all up in there and all up in there, and it all fell down here, and June's going to kill me when she sees this, by the way. And then you go ahead and etch the metal and just prep it, and then I put a rust inhibitor on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and sand all this, and I did the same thing over here. And then I'm going to shoot some stuff in here. It's really cool. It's called Great Stuff, and it's going to fill up the space, and then I'm going to cut it down with a knife, and then I'm going to put Bondo here. So hopefully it'll be imperceptible, but I really don't care. It'll be filled up, and we'll get her done. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do next, and then we'll get this whole panel done right here. So y'all be good. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Well, hey, good people. How's everybody? It is time for the latest update on Old Blue. Well, we did a lot of work on Old Blue recently, and what we did, I'm about done with doing all the big work. I think I'm going to send this out, and I'm going to send this out to some pros, because that's going to be a little too much than I want to do. But what we did was, I went ahead and before I told you I primed this, except the primer I used was not an epoxy primer, it was just a regular primer, and that was a mistake. Regular primer is porous, and if you look closely you'll see some of the surface rust coming through. So, if you can see that, I just did some work on this. So surface rust is coming through, so I'm going to have to resand this and use this primer. This primer is called epoxy primer, and it's called the 2K epoxy primer. And what I did was I patched this area right here, and I didn't do the best job. I've got to actually sand this, and this is sandable, by the way. You can sand this and Bondo it, do all sorts of good stuff. But I polished all this up to about right here, and then if you look down here, right here used to be a big hole. There's a big rust hole. And I'm going to have to sand that down right there and sand this down. But I had to cut all this out, and I put some foam in there called that Great Stuff foam. The kind of foam that, like, when you put it in and it expands and then it sets. And when it sets, you take a serrated knife and you cut it. And you cut it to how you want it to be, and then you go ahead and Bondo it. And then I actually need to, I'm going to sand this out a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little demarcation line here. It doesn't flow nicely right there. It's kind of weird. So we're going to work on this. Anyway, I did all that, and it looks pretty good. I had to make sure I got the lines right and all that. So if you look down here, try to get the lines right on the body. And if you look over here, try to get the lines right here. So it's close. It's close, but I'll take it. That's what we did, and I went ahead and primed the whole panel. On this piece, on this body piece right here, this was not Blue's door. This is the door that I got off eBay. There's some holes here, 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 here. And these holes are where the trim, there's a hole up here. There's actually a hole over here we're gonna deal with later. And there's a big, huge rusted spot here, and a spot here, and there's some holes here where they put holes for the trim. There's a rusted spot here. So I went ahead and Bondoed everything, and let me just open this up. So the hard part is you want to get it like smooth. So look at the line there. So my job is to get the line smooth all the way down and get that line smooth. So it's not perfect, and man, it wore me out. This I'm gonna have to work on a little bit more, but I gotta put a hole here. I'm gonna take the bracket off and work on this a little bit. This is a pain in my butt, and it's got some rust here, and I'm just gonna have to sand this out. But I've made a decision. I've made a decision. I'm gonna do 2 more things on Blue, 2 more. One is this door. I'm gonna make it perfect and then prime it. As perfect as I can. And then I'm gonna work on the back gate. I'm gonna get this rust out right here, and this rust out right here, and it's on the other side as well. I'm gonna use that great foam, that foam stuff, and then Bondo it. And then after I sand it down and make it look pretty, I'm gonna take old Blue, and I'm gonna send old Blue to the shop, to the professionals, and they're gonna finish this up. Because it's taking a lot of time, and it's just time. I just really having a hard time finding the time to do it. But I mean, they got some stuff they gotta do. But here, the hard part is gonna be this right here. This piece right here, I don't know if you can see it, but man, it is like beat up. And down there, and this rusted piece right here. This rusted piece is gonna be interesting because underneath it is the gas tank. So I think I'm gonna hit here, and this line right here is where the gas tank is, and it's like a sharp line, and it just rubbed against Blue's panel. Anyway, so I'm going to send it off to the pros, and the pros are going to do it, and the pros are going to do something with this bed, and I don't know what they're going to do. Put that pulse, that POR 15 stuff in there like a rust inhibitor, and just make it look pretty. We're going to put a new window here. And I think the paint scheme I'm looking at is going to be white, a white top. It's going to be white up here, and not that it's too dark. That blue might be a little too dark, but some blue in between this blue and this blue for the rest of the body. That's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm getting thoughts about doing white on the lower panel too. So white up top here, right here, blue, hood blue, this in the bed blue, and then from that body line right here down is going to be white. Thinking about it, don't know, but we'll see. Gonna clean up the rust, the hubcaps. I got 2 more hubcaps on eBay, and then man, we're gonna make Blue look so good. I'm so excited about Blue. Took off the badging. We're gonna put new badging on here. I'm just gonna clean up the old badging that was there in the chrome, and it's gonna be awesome. All right, guys, I'll show you next one's gonna be. Video is going to be working on the back trunk and this door, and I'll show you the finished door when I get to it, okay? Bye guys, talk to you later.